Makhachev is so good. He's so good that he head kicked Alexander Volkanovski in the rematch, submitted Dustin Poirier. He's a monster. When he gets guys on the ground, he just crushes them. And you could argue that he's dealing with a deeper talent pool. His weight class is, in my opinion, the most talent-rich weight pool in the sport.
You mentioned about Islam Makhachev. Where do you put him in the GOAT list?
I think Islam is definitely one of the greatest fighters of all time. He's one of the guys for sure.
Were you surprised that he dominated him?
No, I'm not surprised that he's dominating competition. He's a special athlete. Some guys are just chosen to do great things, and I think he's one of those guys.
He's got real power now on his feet, which is a new addition over the last, X amount of years. His stand-up has gotten elite. The Volkanovski, he kicked the wind, set it up. He kept kicking to the body. He knocked down Oliveira. Oh my God.
I think people just assume that all he's going to do is wrestle. But then when you see him go in there and outstrike somebody, he even boxed with Poirier. And people are like, oh, wait, he can strike too. But his grappling is just as good.
He's as good as it gets. He's the most complete fighter on the roster.
Islam Makhachev has been a powerhouse in the UFC for the last 5 years, consistently ascending the ranks and overpowering every rival in his path. After securing the undisputed lightweight championship, he didn't stop there. Now a 2-time title holder, his skill, accuracy, and self-control inside the cage have earned praise from MMA's leading analysts and fighters. Many speculate that his dominance might even challenge or eclipse Khabib Nurmagomedov's legendary standing. MMA luminary Henry Cejudo lauded Makhachev's achievements, emphasizing his numerous title defenses and his status as a dual division champion. He did, however, acknowledge the irony that if Makhachev and Khabib were to fight, Khabib would probably win, a point Islam himself conceded. Legacy greater than Khabib? Yes, just out of pure merit. 2 title defenses, 2 divisions, Cejudo explained. But it's ironic. If they fought, Khabib would beat him. And he said it himself. It's hypothetical, of course, but that's the respect there. Whitaker also commented on Makhachev's impressive welterweight showing and suggested that a move to middleweight was plausible. He noted that Islam possesses the physique to manage it, pointing out that middleweights represent a distinct class of fighter. Whitaker also speculated that a potential clash with Khamzat Chimaev would be enormous, particularly in Abu Dhabi, given the scale of the contest and venue.
Everyone wants to know how good Islam is. Islam looked amazing last fight. I think he wrestles like Khabib with way better striking. His striking is on leagues above what Khabib could do. He's dangerous. He's so good. Honestly, Islam's probably better than Khabib.
Can you imagine Islam Makhachev versus Khamzat? That would feed generations, he said. Put it in Abu Dhabi, it'd be wild. Everyone would win from that card. Beyond pure entertainment, experts stress that Makhachev's control and effectiveness are beyond dispute. Dana White highlighted how Islam dictates every segment of a fight, leaving rivals with very limited options. It was a much more dominant fight for Islam than I expected, White remarked. Complete dominance. Depending on what we do next with him, this guy's headed toward greatness.
He's got real power now on his feet, which is a new addition over the last, X amount of years. His stand-up has gotten elite. The Volkanovski, he kicked the wind, set it up. He kept kicking to the body. He knocked down Oliveira. Oh my God.
I think people just assume that all he's going to do is wrestle. But then when you see him go in there and outstrike somebody, he even boxed with Poirier. And people are like, oh, wait, he can strike too. But his grappling is just as good.
He's as good as it gets. He's the most complete fighter on the roster.
White recalled a forecast from the late Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, who predicted that Khabib would dominate the sport first. And once his reign ended, Islam Makhachev would continue the triumph. White observed that events unfolded exactly as Abdulmanap foresaw. Ali Ibrahim Abdelaziz believes Makhachev deserves higher acclaim than Anderson Silva because of his ethical approach to the sport. He emphasizes that Islam follows the rules, behaves appropriately, and exhibits a consistency that renders him worthy of GOAT status. He's not a cheater. He does everything right, and when he fights, he dominates. It's not even a conversation. He's the man, Abdelaziz asserted. Al Muhammad similarly regards Makhachev as one of MMA's all-time elite, carrying on Khabib Nurmagomedov's legacy with a comparable level of dominance. He's so good, a good human being, and he's been dominating everyone recently. He's definitely one of the best ever, Muhammad stated. Jorge Masvidal also praised Islam's commanding performance, calling him the premier pound-for-pound fighter. He highlighted Makhachev's endurance, power, technique, and technical prowess, remarking, "This guy never got tired. He's going to be scary at 170. To me, he's the #1 pound-for-pound fighter right now." Masvidal also observed that defeating defeating Makhachev would be extremely difficult, naming only Ilia Topuria as a potential challenge. Ariel Helwani echoed this sentiment, ranking Makhachev as the top pound-for-pound fighter globally after his latest victory. He emphasized that Islam has pulled ahead of his mentor Khabib, forging his own legendary UFC legacy. With this win, Makhachev became the 11th fighter in UFC history to win belts in 2 different weight classes, and tied Anderson Silva for the longest winning streak in UFC history with 16 consecutive victories. Kamaru Usman praised Khabib's influence on MMA, but recognized that Makhachev currently leads the sport. He noted, "It's tough to compare eras, but Islam is up there right now. He's great, especially what he did last night. You can't take anything away from him." A man characterized Makhachev as one of the sport's toughest matchups, noting that his skill set leaves almost no holes and forces opponents into their deepest competitive zones. Michael Bisping also commended Makhachev's performance, highlighting his complete dominance over Jack Della Maddalena. From round 3 onward, Islam systematically controlled the fight, keeping Jack weary and frustrated while threatening multiple submissions. Bisping praised Islam's technical mastery, emphasizing his record of 28-1, his 2 division championships, and his 16-fight win streak, noting that while Anderson Silva's streak included more title fights, Makhachev's achievements are nonetheless extraordinary. Finally, Volkanovski highlighted Makhachev's command and proficiency, predicting that Kamaru Usman might represent his toughest challenge due to his tactical acumen. O'Malley similarly speculated that Makhachev could perform well, even at 185 pounds, noting his intelligence and ability to handle most opponents at that weight. Facing Khamzat would be fascinating grappling because Khamzat is basically a bigger version of Islam, O'Malley said. Greg Jackson praised Islam Makhachev's disciplined approach to training, emphasizing his relentless focus on fundamentals. Jackson noted that Makhachev's wrestling and grappling are polished to a near-perfect level, but what sets him apart is the way he seamlessly integrates striking into his takedown setups. Makhachev's camp isn't about flash, it's about precision. He drills every sequence until it becomes instinctive. When he steps into the octagon, everything is timed and calculated. That's what makes him such a nightmare for opponents. Javier Mendez highlighted Islam's adaptability in training, noting that his ability to adjust mid-camp mirrors his in-fight intelligence. Islam studies his opponents meticulously, but he also innovates in training. If a technique isn't working, he tweaks it immediately. That's why his transition between weight classes seems effortless. The guy trains like he's always 5 moves ahead, Mendez said. Firas Zahabi emphasized Makhachev's conditioning and mental fortitude, predicting that it gives him a significant advantage over higher weight class opponents. Islam's aerobic conditioning is elite. He can maintain an aggressive grappling pace for 5 rounds without faltering. His camps are structured to push both physical and mental limits, so by fight night, he's operating at a level most fighters can't match, Zahabi remarked. Whitman focused on Makhachev's striking evolution, predicting that Islam could dominate middleweight with his improved stand-up game. We've seen him slowly refine his striking. In training, he mixes pressure striking with takedown feints, making opponents hesitant to commit. If he steps up in weight, his blend of grappling and striking could be absolutely devastating, Whitman explained. Henry forecasted that Makhachev's work ethic and training would allow him to maintain his undefeated streak for several more years. Islam is methodical in camp. He doesn't rely on raw talent alone. Every day in the gym is accounted for. Wrestling, jiu-jitsu, striking, conditioning. If he keeps this trajectory, he could rewrite lightweight and welterweight records, Henry said. Cordero noted that Makhachev's training emphasizes versatility and fight IQ, predicting that he could challenge the absolute elite at 185 pounds. Islam's ability to switch strategies on the fly is incredible. In training, he doesn't just drill one plan. He practices multiple scenarios, so he's ready for any opponent. If he decides to move up even to middleweight, his intelligence inside the cage gives him a major advantage, Cordero stated. Kavanagh highlighted Makhachev's focus on mental training and discipline, predicting that these aspects are what make him nearly unstoppable. It's not just about physical preparation. Islam's mental conditioning is off the charts. He visualizes, he studies, he rehearses every possible fight sequence. That kind of preparation translates to calm, controlled uncontrolled dominance during the fight. Other fighters can't match that, Kavanaugh explained. Eddie Bravo, grappling expert Eddie Bravo, highlighted Makhachev's elite submission preparation, predicting that his ground game will continue to dominate lightweight and welterweight divisions. Makhachev is methodical with his grappling drills. Every armbar, triangle, and choke is honed under extreme pressure. In training, he simulates live resistance constantly, which is why his submissions in fights look effortless. Ray Longo emphasized Makhachev's precision and timing, forecasting that these qualities make him nearly unbeatable in multiple weight classes. His striking isn't just about power, it's about setting up the next move. In training, Makhachev works tirelessly on combinations that flow into takedowns. That kind of precision isn't common, and it's why his opponents are always one step behind, Longo said.